Sami Zayn cannot be the guy to beat Gunther for that title. I'm sorry, bro. You that all the time and effort that they put into Gunther and this streak and how good he is, and Sami Zayn cannot be the one to beat that guy, bro.
What's going on, everybody? Dr. Chris Featherstone here for yet another episode of Writing with Russo. I'm here with none other than the former WCW World Heavyweight Champion, former WWE head writer, former TNA head writer. He is Vince Russo. How are you, my man?
What's going on, Dr. Chris? How are you, man?
I'm well, man. Busy day, as always on Thursdays, but ready to talk about some wrestling. We are commissioned, Vince, to talk about WrestleMania, preview WrestleMania, and so let's do it. We're going to first start off with Io Sky versus Bayley. Of course, this happened with Bayley winning the Royal Rumble, which was kind of predictable. It was kind of going that route because they were doing a damage control tease breakup. Bayley's gone. Now Bayley's a babyface. Who do you think is going to win? And where do you think, like, overall grade of Bayley's babyface role since post Royal Rumble?
What do I think of her babyface role?
Yeah. What would you grade it so far the past couple of months or near 2 months?
C.
Okay.
Mediocre at best.
Got you. Why C right now?
I don't, bro. I don't know.
How can she improve as a babyface going into WrestleMania?
I mean, bro, that's kind of hard because when Bayley debuted, I remember saying she could be the female John Cena. Mm-hmm. You know, bro, she had the gas station balloons and the whole 9 yards. Bro, the problem is she went from one extreme to another. I mean, that's the problem. And it was that is very unrealistic because it's still the same person. So, you know, circumstances, you know, there are several things that may make you change your ways, but to go from one extreme to the other is very, very difficult to do. And that's what she did. So it's like, I don't know what her middle ground is as a babyface. She certainly can't go back to what she was doing. I mean, she certainly can't go back to that. So I don't know, bro. I don't know because I just, you know, bro, you hear me say all the time, you got to be true to your talent, man. You got to be true to your characters. And she went from one extreme to the other. And now they want to bring her back babyface, and I just don't know what that middle ground is. I mean, bro, I think the only thing making a babyface right now is, you know, it's a 4-on-1 situation. I mean, that's what's really making her a babyface. Outside of that,
yeah, I think she actually should go back to Hugger Bayley. I think she should. I think it's been long enough.
Can she, bro? Can she?
I think it's been long enough. You know, what is old is new again in many cases. You know, when Hogan went from NWO to, you know, back to red and yellow, and you know, Tony Schiavone was doing the announcements and did the month, the date, the year, and he said, Hogan, he's back. And then the American Made came out, and the fans pop huge for it, man. Same thing with WWE too. When he came back in NWO in 2002, I believe it was, and then the double turn based on the fans on WrestleMania 18 in Toronto. And then he went back to red and yellow. So, you know, Hogan's had two major red and yellow comebacks, and it worked both times.
But it was still Hogan. I mean, bro, let's look at the transformation, not only in character, but let's look at the transformation in, you know, physicality.
Yeah.
Bro, when she was the hugger, she was a lot thinner. Yeah. No makeup, the ponytail. She went to putting on weight. Heavy I mean, she really went from one. I mean, Hogan never. All Hogan did was change his clothing. Really,
Yeah.
I mean, she went from one extreme to the other, bro. I think that's what makes it difficult.
Yeah, that's fair to say.
And the problem is, Chris, too, I don't want to blame it all on Bayley, because when you look at the female roster, I mean, what hot heel is she going to work with that she's never worked with before?
No. Yeah, that's an interesting point. I think that's fair to say. I will say that she's not the same Bayley as she was when she was Hugger Bayley, appearance-wise, yes. But I do think that she could do the Hugger Bayley. Of course, I'm not comparing Bayley as far as the status of Hogan, of course. But I do think that there's an element that could go back to the old, like, for instance, I mean, again, I'm not comparing Bayley to the status of this person, but Taker did the same thing. He was, he was Dead Man Taker, then he was ABA Taker and Big Evil Taker, and then circled right back around at 20, I believe, with the Kane feud to Dead Man Taker again. So, and I do think that the fans would not mind Hugger Bayley because it's been long enough. And to your point, I think a C is a fair assessment, because the only thing different about Bayley is that her friends turned on her. So she didn't turn babyface. Right. She was forced to become a babyface because she was ousted by her students, essentially. The students beat up the teacher, essentially, is what happened. So she's not really pitching. She's not really making a strong pitch as far as, this is what I'm a babyface. She's the same. It's the same heelish music. It's the same heel appearance. And so I think it needs to be some type of drastic transformation in order for it to work for me. Now, if it's not Hugger Bayley, okay, but something just how it was drastic for her to become a heel, and people were, it created a kind of a surprise element. I think that it also needs to be radically changed in order for her to be able to become a babyface.
You want to know what's funny, bro, though? Honestly, Chris, I don't think they care enough to do something like that.
I agree with that.
I think, bro, everybody eventually, I swear to God, bro, everybody eventually goes to a good little hand in the middle of the pack. Everybody. Like, exactly. So what you're talking about, bro, I just don't think they're going to put that kind of effort into it.
And I can already kind of tell, unless she comes back to Hugger Bayley at WrestleMania, but I think already it's been the same thing, and she's been, she won the Royal Rumble 6 weeks ago. You know what I mean? So 6 weeks is way more than enough time to transform a character that's been a heel for some years now. It's been quite a bit since she's been a heel. So I agree. I mean, I think it's just a matter of, like, we'll just turn Bayley face by her name. And I don't think people making changes just for the sake of their name and expecting that to work, I think we're past that, because they haven't developed a character structure.
Yeah, I think, bro, they wanted that match at WrestleMania, and they're going to have that match at WrestleMania, and then she's just going to fall in with the rest of the pack.
Yeah. I mean, she was already there, really, in many cases before she won the Royal Rumble, so she'll probably go right back, to your point. We have Rhea Ripley versus Becky Lynch. So the fans are behind Ripley, and, Becky Lynch is kind of getting mediocre reactions because Rhea Ripley is the more popular person now. What do you think they're going to do with that, Vince?
Bro, what I would do is I would keep it real simple, man. I would keep it real simple. I would have them have a hell of a match, knock down, drag out, and beat the shit out of each other. Oh, I'm sorry, Chris. Beat the crap out of each other. And Rhea Ripley go over and help Bayley up. Not Bayley. Help Becky up. Shake Becky's hand. Turn around and let Becky Pearl Harbor her and just turn Becky heel.
Yeah. I think that right now with her with the lack of momentum that her character is getting, I think a double turn. I've said this before. I think a double turn would make sense. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, you can't keep swimming upstream with stuff like that, man. Rhea's over. Fans like her. Might as well make the change.
Yeah.
Gunther, Sami Zayn, your favorite match of the night, both nights, Vince. Who do you have winning?
Bro, the only thing I'm thinking, I know you're Sami Zayn and this, that, and the other thing. Bro, here's what I'm hoping and thinking. Obviously, there's only a couple of weeks to go now. It looks like Gable is going to train Sami Zayn. That's what it looks like. Again, bro, if it's me, and that's how you said. First of all, I think it should be a three-way. I think they should have booked it. They could have creatively come up with a way to make it a three-way. It doesn't look like that's what it's going to be. It's going to look like Gable's going to train, Sami because he knows Gunther like nobody else. I would turn Gable on Sami. Sami Zayn cannot be the guy to beat Gunther for that title. I'm sorry, bro. That all the time and effort that they put into Gunther and this streak and how good he is, and Sami Zayn cannot be the one to beat that guy, bro.
You know, if the underdog story fit enough, I think it can work. My issue is that this is something else that they're throwing together.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So that's my issue. You know, I'm not as critical towards Sami Zayn as you are, but I do think that with his popularity or lack thereof, I do think it would be a big anticlimactic because they're really hoping to get that same rub for Sami that they did last year, but it was an entirely different circumstance. It was an entirely different circumstance. The only thing that he's coming in now is just simply being a babyface.
Yeah.
For nothing. I mean, there's nothing attached to him getting the crowd getting behind him. He's not being like bullied or taken advantage of. There's no type of anything, no type of element like he did last year that gave the fans a reason to get behind him. Now it's just simply, I don't have a spot for WrestleMania.
Bro, I got to tell you, this feels very, very much, this whole card, bro, feels very, very much like a Tony Khan putting matches together. I mean, it really does. I'm just being honest. That's what it feels like, you know. And by the time you get to the tag matches and 8 teams and this and that, come on, man.
Yeah, I'm with you there, man. I've said it before many times that for WrestleMania, these builds are super lackluster.
I know, man.
Yeah.
Again, bro. Then they're selling the brand.
Yep.
That's what it's all about, bro. This is a totally different company. It don't matter who's on the card, bro. It really doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the main event is. They are selling the Super Bowl. They've done a very, very, very good job of doing that.
Yep. The 6-pack ladder challenge, to your point, throwing matches together. 6 tag teams. Do you think the Judgment Day loses this night, or do you think that they retain?
Who's in this, bro?
As of this recording, you have DIY, New Day. Who beat us? So DIY beat the Creed Brothers. New Day beat Indashir.
Oh, you had the other 2 guys too. The Irish guys. Pete Dunne, isn't he?
Okay. Did they win on SmackDown? The Catch Republic, New Catch Republic. Okay. So yeah, that's what we have so far.
I don't know, bro. Unless there's some dissension or something. I could see them putting the belts on DUI.
You think so?
I could see them doing that in a heartbeat. I could see them doing that in a heartbeat. And you know what, bro? If it means spinning Damian Priest out into a singles wrestler, I'm all for it. Yeah. I'm all for that, bro.
I mean, do you think that Did he cash his in before? I mean, is the angle going to be he can't cash it in time, or what? Where are we going with that?
Oh, what? He's got a year to cash it in?
Yeah, from Money in the Bank.
Money in the Bank?
Money in the Bank was last July.
He's got a little bit of time.
Not after WrestleMania. Is only going to have what, 3 months?
April, May, June, July.
Yeah,
July.
So
he's got a little bit of time.
Yeah, 3 months. About 3 months after the. Yeah. So yeah, we got so far DIY. Oh, I forgot about the Awesome Truth. Yeah, I think they're going to win. I think the Awesome Truth's going to win. Just because I just think that,
no, it's just
like I said before, you got to give me a payoff, man.
Novelty act, though, bro. It's like,
yeah, I mean, but WrestleMania is like, man, let's make it. Let's make the fans happy in many cases.